guys, and welcome to another episode of Supreme Minority. Today I am going to be quickly discussing a little bit on self-esteem. Kind of fits in as well, more than just a label. T-shirts from at Mentally Fit Sam. Go and check her out on Instagram. So yeah, it's just a little bit about some steps in which we can look to build self-esteem, what to avoid, what to do, and staying calm and composed in terms of maintaining that. So just some little tips in terms of self-improvement, what to do. But also imagine yourself as being like a dartboard. Every time someone or something is, directed your way, think of it as an actual dart and obviously hitting at you. The more and more of these that are struck at you, the more and more your self-esteem and then your self-improvement is knackered. So it's just a way of realising this, not letting them destroy you, and how to possibly avoid what to look out for. So, point 1. Negative work environment. So how or where do you work, and is it dog-eat-dog kind of scenario? Myself, I'm in the medical profession, medical sales. It's a sales environment. I'd like to say that we are a culture as a company moving away from this dog-eat-dog mentality, but you're always going to get those selfish people that will only be thinking of themselves, what they want to do, getting to that end number, and you have to sometimes wonder what's their why, in terms of why they're doing what they're doing. I mean, the main thing is obviously you can't necessarily control that environment per se, but can you be aware of it and stay away from this? Having that self-awareness of it going on and avoiding those people that initiate this kind of behaviour is probably key. If you can learn to then self-improve and buffer yourself of how to manage this better, but also potentially then influence people around you and others in terms of trying to break away from this mentality and kind of coming into a more growth mindset of, the kind of culture that you want to be working in. There's, healthy competition is great, but some people do take it to extremes. So yeah, step 1, be aware of negative work environments. This next one's a good one. I have been one of these people, and I'm not going to lie. But again, that's that self-awareness and the process of self-improvement. So step 2, other people's behaviour. We all know them. Mood hoovers. Those people that nag, that bitch, that moan, that backstab, that blackmail, that whine, that just snipe at anyone possible. Victim mentality rather than taking responsibility. Those types of people. This can massively dent your self-esteem. So again, have that awareness, and can you limit your contact with these kinds of people? Just be aware of how much time that they actually have around you and try and limit that impact. Step 3, a change in environment. Now, I hate to say it, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but change is inevitable. It is imperative to self-improvement, and just in life, it happens. Whatever industry you work in, whatever personal situation you're in, change is, it's never a constant. It's always going to happen. So I think being aware of your ability to be flexible, and your adaptability of this, and it's great as well because it alters the way that you think then moving forwards. And if you know that one thing isn't ever going to stay constant, things are only small chapters, things are usually, small periodic times before something then, happens. So it might be difficult and cause you stress at that moment in time, but then always see that longer term view of, I'm going to get through this, things are going to change, things are going to get better. And don't worry about it too much. Just kind of go with the flow. Be open-minded. It's key. Don't beat yourself up about something that you can't impact and change as well. It's there to help you improve. You've got to be susceptible to it, I'm afraid to say. Change is key. And always, in fact, if I can do it, I seek change. Change is exciting. Change is a good thing. Number 4, past experience. Again, hands up, I've been one of them people. Always a bit of a victim of past experience. However, when you get to the point where you have to just say, look, this is not who I am now. Yes, it's happened. Yes, it has created me as I am now. But always, again, never see past experience or mistakes or failures as actual failures. See them as a lesson. It's just piecing that puzzle together to make a more fulfilled life. You've got to learn from things in order to progress. So if you fucked up, what can you take from it? Don't see it as a fuck up thing. Hang on a second, right, this has happened. No one's died, more importantly. That's the main thing to remember. If no one's died, is it really that big of a deal? If you're still alive, you've still got a job, you're still happy and healthy. But yeah, grab hold of that and just say, right, what can I learn from this to move forward with? Obviously, if you do it again and again, then you've got to question, are you actually really learning from this? But the main thing is to take away some kind of learning from experiences from past, present, and any mistakes that are made. Next one, negative worldviews. Kind of comes back into negative work environment. It comes back into negative people. And this, obviously, if you're in that kind of environment where you've got a mix of both, you might have a bit of a negative worldview. So, I know it's easy enough to say to just stop, but if you can try and highlight, if there's areas of your life that you do see as quite negative areas, maybe try and write them down and just, try and write a positive spin on, say, like 3 negative areas that you've got in your life right now. Put a positive spin on what impact that could be on your life in terms of a learning. Whether it's a manager that's quite a bit of an annoyance on your life, that's not really productive in terms of your self-improvement, or that isn't maybe the leader that you'd envisage. See that as a learning, put a positive spin on it in terms of, right, well, I'm taking from that person exactly what I do not want to be as a leader, and this is how I want to be, and this is what I want to be envisaged as. Find a positive on every negative that you come across, even the small things, like day to day, if something comes up, battery just went. If something comes up, put a positive spin on it and just see how you feel. Just little things each day. Think, oh, that's a bit negative. Right, how can I make that into a positive? And think of it that way. So lastly, determination theory. So the way that you are and your behaviour traits is said to be a mix of an end product of your inherited traits, your upbringing, your environment, the company that you keep, family and friends. But it's important to remember that you've got your own identity. You are who you are, and people especially need to accept that. And obviously there's a lot of judgment, but it's to try and make yourself as judgment free as you can. Learn from others' experience as well. So if you say, as an example, I don't know, you deem your dad a bit of a failure, what exactly, why would you assume that? What makes it that way, and how could you avoid that in future? Always the why, what, how. Just kind of apply that to everything, really. It's the same for those that you look and think, oh my God, they're like mega inspirational, really good speakers, they're always so positive. But it's a choice. You have the choice to determine how you portray yourself, your mindset, the positivity that you adopt each and every day. And that's why it's so important that people learn that this isn't just picked up overnight. This is something that both myself and Michelle have worked on now for quite a bit of time, where it becomes to be more habitual. You know, you do wake up thinking more in a positive mindset. I mean, yeah, of course you dip into days when you think, oh, shit day. But then you soon learn how to quickly drag yourself back out of it. So yeah, everything you do is a choice, and you have the voluntary choice of what you choose to think, do, possess, the options you take. It's all down to you. Unfortunately, life is a bit of a battlefield. The armour that you choose something bulletproof. You know, the options there in terms of how you do go through life and what you choose to do, and what the kind of armour that you choose to wear. But self-change is all down to you, necessarily. Without you choosing to take responsibility and empower yourself, then unfortunately no one else is going to do it for you. So this armour that I've just spoken about, obviously for the battlefield, this is your self-change, and self-change changes three things. So our attitude, our behaviour, and our way of thinking. Attitude, behaviour, way of thinking. This is for you to take control of, and this will eventually lead to self-improvement upon yourself. So you'll have the responsibility of who you are, what you believe, what you have, what you do. You know, this develops your self-esteem then, and we take control of your mission, your values, your self-discipline. In essence, it starts to be a real showing of determination of who you really are. And I think the main thing is if you take away anything today, is to be positive, content and happy within yourself, and be appreciative. Throw someone a compliment. You know, every single day, can you give someone a small compliment? That will give you a fuzzy feeling inside as well. So attitude, behaviour, way of thinking, positive, happy, content, appreciative. Throw a compliment out there. Having a positive way of living does build self-esteem. It will take time. Like I said, it's not going to happen overnight. But if you can start to adopt and harness these tips here that I've mentioned, seriously, things will change for the better, trust me. If anyone is struggling, please reach out. As I go through my life coaching diploma, I am looking to help more people and obviously start to put into practice what I'm actually learning about as well. Cut on my straggly hair. But yeah, thank you for watching, and please, obviously, if this helps anybody, please tag them in, please send it to them, send them the link, copy the link, ping it over to them in a text, whatever. And yeah, please don't be so hard on yourself. You know, be your own supreme minority, and thank you for watching.